about 10:15. Took my dog out for a quick walk, fed him dinner. He's not eating that much these days. He's being a bit picky. Oh God. But yeah, just got back from the Messiah Festival. Pretty interesting name. Pretty interesting intro. It wasn't a stage entrance because it wasn't a band that came in, but very bass vocal in English, like ye old English singing. That was very interesting. I'm not quite sure why Messiah. I don't know, but it does seem as though it was put on by Hagane because they were the. Hey, what's going on, Ronnie? They were the last band to perform. Usually, when a band sponsors a festival of sorts, they're usually the last one to play in the evening, and then they actually called out the rest of the band. So, hey, what's going on, Steen? So there was Anna Tsuchiya, who was first. Then there was Bondan, came in second. And then there was East of Eden third. And then Hagane was last. But after Hagane walked off stage, they brought back everyone else. And then they ended up singing. It was weird for some reason. Maybe it was the context, the way it sounded, the fact that it was all these Japanese women singing it. But they were singing Call Me by Blondie. And for some reason, I couldn't place it for the longest time. I was like, wait, what song is this? But it was interesting. It was cool. Akane, who is the lead singer for East of Eden, for some reason, she didn't seem too happy or thrilled about singing along, which I found pretty hilarious. But anyway, yeah. I will go over the show. Oh, hey, what's going on? Have you checked out? I was actually gonna go over that. It seems like they're in the what's that called again? The logarithm? No, I can't think of words right now. But yeah, there's a couple of bands that are not Japanese that I wanted to actually play. Algorithm. Loga, loga, alga. Okay, so use the same words. Algorithm. Oh my gosh, am I becoming mentally dyslexic? Jeez. All right. So let me just bring you guys a little bit closer today. Tiring. Quick update on my foot. My right foot is doing better. I biked over to Shibuya Spotify O East. But my left knee is killing me. It might be due to the fact that I have placed so much pressure on it when I walk or when I stand for the past few months. So I'm just hoping I don't need surgery for my knee now. All right, guys. I did go to the show. It started at 5:30. There were 4 acts. 3 of them I had not seen. Only Hagane I had seen once, and that was earlier this year for like a New Year's festival, along with Dim Rays, Dull Parts, quite a few other bands were there. Oh, it's crazy. Like, it's really crazy. I'm getting old for sure. But I will say the act that stood out to me the most, they all did great. It was all fantastic. But the act that stood out to me the most was East of Eden. Yeah. So it's really interesting because for East of Eden, Akane, and I think I know 3 Akanes in bands right now. So Akane Hirose, there's Akane from Bandmate, there's Dimre's Akane, and then there's Akane from East of Eden. And these are the bands that performed. So East of Eden, Hagane, Bondan, Tsuchiya, Anna. But it's kind of funny. So what is this? Why? Okay. So Akane Sakae one of my interesting facts is that she was probably, I think she was the first artist who ever ended up following me. And that's because she was one of those artists who will just follow you. I think I followed her first, and then she ended up following me, and I was so shocked and surprised. But if you look, her followers are 37.7 thousand, and she's following 23.5 thousand. I guarantee you, she doesn't actually like care all that much about all those 23.5 thousand people, but she's one of those artists who like follow me, I'll follow you. Another person who does that quite well, and I'm blanking out at the moment. Ah, Lilith from Little Lilith, Lily. She did that as well. Oh, great. I'm so happy. That's very good to know. Thanks for emailing me back about having sent it. Okay. So I don't know if you guys who know who Anna Tsuchiya is, but she's been around for quite a while. Quite a while. And I first heard of her when I interviewed actually Arisa from Doll Parts. Anna Tsuchiya is directly responsible for putting Arisa from Doll Parts into music because she was so taken by the image, the sound, and just something about her. If you guys know Arisa and just her preferences, she leans very Western. That's why Doll Parts itself, as a band, they play anywhere from grunge to post grunge, Britpop, even like 90s music, like there's an assortment. Um, and so yeah, that's how I was introduced. And so Anna Tsuchiya, she's yeah, again, she's been around for a while. Lucy is probably one of her biggest songs, at least that I'm aware of. And this is actually a song that was introduced to me. This was the song that Koji, who composes and plays guitar for Doll Parts, actually wrote for Anna Tsuchiya. So it's kind of wild. I'll play a little bit. Um, this was 15 years ago. That's wild. Oh, by the way, really, really strange. Hey, what's going on, SJ? This is really interesting. Yesterday, I was watching a reaction video. Like, I like to watch reaction videos for shows, not music for some reason. Um, but have you guys, at least here, I've seen a lot of live-in ads, and it's like AI composed songs that just sort of sing off like procrastination and like depression kind of stuff. But yesterday they played a Japanese version of a different song I had never heard. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really, really like this song. So I was looking for it for quite a while, but I couldn't find it. If I do find it, I do want to play it for you. You do not have to like download the app, and you don't have to deal with your stress or procrastination or depression. But it was a really good song. So I'm gonna play a little bit of Lucy for you, just so you get an idea of how sort of enamored Arisa was and like by what. Um, but yeah, tonight it's crazy. I think I was really, oh man. I think we, at least with me, you tend to get desensitized to the fact that this sounds weird, but don't get me wrong, you're surrounded by like literally hundreds of women who are exceptionally gifted, gorgeous, passionate, um, charismatic, and really just I think at the forefront of what rock and metal music is putting out. And there's so much more. I'm only sort of in that pocket, so I can't speak outside of that, but I know that there is so much more. But man, like tonight as I was watching each band perform, and especially I think especially with East of Eden, to be honest. With East of Eden, um it was just like wow. I was really blown away by Isaviden. Their type of music isn't completely my style. To be honest, I like a little bit more distortion, just a little bit more just oomph. But God, if they weren't just incredible performers, really taken with them. And then Hagane, but I'll get to that later. So yeah, it was just one of those nights where I just like, it is really bizarre. It's bizarre. It's almost like um, instead of like raising these little kids from labs to produce telepathic little girls so that they can enter the upside down like in Stranger Things, like it's this lab that is building and shaping and molding and like growing these incredibly amazing gifted musical women. um and again, like I you get a bit desensitized to it, at least with me going to these shows all the time. But man, tonight it hit me hard. I was like, it's bizarre. It's weird. It's weird. Mina was really interesting. I do follow her on Instagram and I've seen her stuff on stories. And she's got this hip movement that she's been practicing that she does. And I started laughing when I saw her do it. I actually was on the left side, so stage right, because I thought the bass would be there. But it was actually Hi Suho, Ayasa, and the violinist, and then Mina was actually like next to Mizuki the drums, but towards Yuki on the other side. Um, so it's kind of weird. My impression was that she reminded me almost of Lalisa from Blackpink. Just the way that she kind of moved, her smiliness. I was like, this girl could totally be a K-pop idol. What's going on, Gerald? And I saw Gerald again today. The last show I saw him at, where do we see each other? What was that show I just went to? What did I just go to? Doll Part. Oh yeah, the Doll Parts Hades show. That's right, at Maidan today. I think that was the one. So what's wrong? Yeah, she's definitely talented, but it's weird, like her personality and her sort of smiliness. Um, she could totally be like an idol. So it's interesting to see her, as attractive as she is, and the way that she moves and bounces and is all smiley. For her to be that gifted on bass and to have put that much time and effort into just her musicianship. So really cool, really cool. Yeah, it was interesting. It's not necessarily my type of charismatic, because it was it felt slightly idol-y. I don't know how else to say it. She's really young, but no, really good. She's really good. So let me just go to this actually. Let me go to this. So this is Anna Tsuchiya, Lucy. Hold on. So you kind of get the vibe, the look, the style that Arisa was really taken by. Sorry, it's like 240 p. She's got pipes. I was really impressed tonight by her singing. She was definitely the elder stateswoman of the show. I would imagine she's like in her 40s. So can you kind of see like what sort of impact this kind of music had? Yeah, so it was really cool to see her, and the style, it was such like modern rock, such straightforward modern rock, and melodically it was so Western. Like it really felt like, okay, I'm just listening to a Western artist. Very straight melodies, very sort of like long held notes. Um, so yeah, it really good stuff, really good stuff. And then at the end of her set, um, well, actually, before the end, during an MC time, this one girl kind of pushed her way through, and she's carrying like a bouquet of roses. So she gave it to her, and then Anna was so touched, she actually came down off the stage. She gave her a hug. She said, "Let's take a picture." So the girl's like, "Oh my God!" And all the people there were like, "Oh!" So that was really cool of her. It's not something that you would typically see. Yeah, it was really, really cool for her to do that. So that, and then there was the another, I believe it was a girl. I think it was a girl who gave her a note too. So again, she was like, "Oh, do you want to take photos?" Sorry, a light just went out for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, we'll just deal. That's it is what it is. Um, so yeah, she's really really warm, really friendly, really light. But her songs definitely have a weight. Is again, it's very heavy modern rock in terms of the sound, the distortion, just sort of like the syncopation of the drums and stuff. Good stuff though. Good stuff. Next was Bone Done, which Alan of Dichotic just raved about. The last time I spoke with him when he was here in Japan and we met up, he said, I think when I first heard Bone Dawn, I probably felt the way you do about Hades. I was like, oh, that's kind of saying a lot. Um, they skew very classic hard rock sound. It's more of that blues intonated like classic rock. I was thinking of like, Cinderella, um, even Motley Crue. Actually, one of the riffs. Yes, yes. I haven't seen it, but I know that he did. I saw the thumbnail. So yeah, you could tell that Rima she's still inexperienced. Like she's only been sort of a year out in terms of like doing shows and being on stage in the way that she has. What was really interesting was they had two support guitarists, both blonde Japanese dudes. Um, and it felt like such a throwback to like late 90s. Oh, that's cool. Not late 90s, late 80s, early 90s, like hard rock. And I kept on thinking of the Nelsons for some reason. Which hey, they had some good stuff too. But yeah, it was pretty funny. And then one guy had like his like feathered earring and he was wearing like all these like beads and stuff. And I was like, I guess that's sort of maybe a Nuno homage type of thing. Um, Ryota Terasawa, the bassist, he played with TSP, Tribal Scream of Phoenix, and I saw them. Really good stuff back in the day. But yeah, I enjoy it. His style is, and the drummer was great. The singer Dima, again, like she has a strong voice, but it's still young. You can tell, and she's sort of getting her act together. You can kind of see, like, you see the people who are completely in the pocket and just at home on stage, and like they're not really performing. They're just sort of in it. They're enjoying everything. It's like like a old worn shoe, and then there are people you can sort of see like slight thoughts kind of being um kind of going through like certain thoughts as they perform. But still, I mean, she did great. The band was great. If you do like classic rock, I would say check them out, Boned On. And I'll play maybe just a little bit of one of their songs. Lubby Dub. Sure, let's do Lubby Dub. Yeah, I think Rima is half. She looks half. Pretty clean, pretty clear pronunciation. Super cute, super cute. But yeah, her vocals, like it's good stuff. It's she actually reminds me a little bit of Arisa. Yeah, stripped down, but again with the live, like the band itself, it's Rima the singer, and then it's drums and it's bass, but they don't have any guitarists. They only have support guitarists. But I think if they can find like a set guitarist, that would help them a lot. Yeah, they got a cool sound, really cool sound. So yeah, that was Bone Dawn. Um, it was fun. It really that the sound and the performance felt like a throwback. Like especially even though they were support guitarists, like on both sides, they're pretty fun. Really, really fun. Um, Next up was East of Eden, and as I mentioned, I was most impressed and just really blown away by them. Oh yeah, Bone Down, Whiskey Dust, Fill It Up, Jacko Nove, Stereo Gang. Like these are all bands. Be Red. Um, these are all bands that have like that, like blues rock sound. It's really good stuff. Oh, okay, interesting. Um, so East of Eden, um, they opened up with this song. Oh, so Akane, oh, Minato. I guess on her Twitter X account, it's Akane Sakae. So I think Sakae is her original name. So I guess she got married. She was actually one of my early crushes too, by the way. Fantastic vocals, just so strong and just so commanding. I'll play a little bit. Fantastic. I mean, Predia, Mochito Cheese, like back in the day. Yeah. But she's a great lead singer. I mean, even with Predia, like even though she was like sort of the lead singer of the singing vocals, I think having her just as the vocals, the song is great. The chorus kills. The one thing I was slightly disappointed by was their outfits were just like black band merch t-shirts. So yeah, just black t-shirts, and then who was it? Ayasa and Akane wearing jeans. Yuki was wearing like a dress. Mina was the only one wearing shorts. Mizuki, I can't remember because she's behind the set, but great song. But again, out of all the front women that performed today, Akane by far for me just like she was making eye contact with like individuals, and that's a powerful thing. Like there are singers, front women, front men, front persons who sort of sing out into the crowd, but like they sort of look into the crowd. But Akane has a thing where she'll just look at you, and she'll look at you, and she'll look at you, and sing right at you. And I think that's a powerful thing to connect you with the performer. But again, she just felt so comfortable. Like she was just amazing. Like I can't quite express just what it is about. Like she's like This is me, here I am. Regan is different. Regan does a little bit more performance with her dancing and like her waving. She's a bit more artistic. Akane was just like, Akane's more of a straight singer. Um, but man, yeah, really, really good stuff. Really. Oh, but the eye contact, yeah, the eye contact. But see, it's different because with Akane looking at you, you don't feel like she's like burning your soul. But when Regan looks at you, you feel like she's like chomping at at your soul. So yeah. Unfortunately with Mizuki, she's short and her set and her cymbals were kind of higher up. So I only saw this like blonde hair flopping around, you know. Um, but yeah, man, I mean, just something else, I have to say. So let's see. So these are the ladies today after, is this before or after? I'm not sure. Um, oh, she was wearing a dress, Mizuki. But really fun stuff. I love just how smiley Mizuki is. I've said this before, but for some reason, the drummers, the female drummers of Japan seem to be the most smiley. No, no Hagana yet, not yet. That's a good one too. But let's see what else they have here. So a photo with the girls, Hagane and East of Eden. Wait a second, they're not wearing their outfits from before. They changed? That's interesting. I'm not sure what happened. That's interesting. Huh. Huh. That's interesting. I don't know why that is. Yeah. So they had their outfits and then they switched to jeans and just their t-shirts. Something must have happened. Maybe one of the members had a tear or just something. But yeah, Yuki I didn't see too much of. She's not the most expressive performer, but she still kills it at guitar. If you follow her on Twitter and X, you've seen her like videos, I think for the longest time. Ayasa. Um, my goodness. I'm not even sure if I'm saying her name right. Ayasa. Ayasa? Oh, she was born October 19th. That's her birthday coming pretty soon. Okay, and the Mina's birthday was, I think, was it October as well? Gosh, I don't remember. So they were celebrating both their birthdays. So Ayasa actually reminds me a bit of Chizuko or Chizu from Shiglapes. They're both very passionate performers. They have, well, right now, Chizuko's hair is longer, but oh my goodness. She is riveting as a violinist. The way that she just performs, and again, like she commands, she has this presence. I was pretty swept away by her as well. Like it was, yeah, it was something else to behold. Like very strong. It's kind of there's kind of that classical quality. Do you know what I'm talking about? When you see a classical violinist or just instrumentalist perform, whether it be in violin or cello, there's this way of like moving and expressing themselves. And maybe that's where she draws from. But God, it was so strong. It was so strong. Um, like wow, her and Akane, like the two of them, I think I was most taken by for East of Eden. But they overpowered me. Like I was almost on the verge of tears watching them perform. Just yeah, it's crazy. Ah, yeah, Jill. Uh, hmm. I have yet to see Unlucky Morpheus. Yeah, there was a show I wanted to go to, but for some reason I couldn't. Yeah, last year. Maybe this. Maybe no, not this year. Next year, I think will probably be more likely. Okay, and then Hagane. So I think they do have photos up already. Do they? No. I do like their outfits now. Like if you just sort of look, this is more like the marching band look, you know, sort of more of that militant type of style. And then with her outfits now, it's softer. Yeah, it's a way softer, a lot more texture and patterns, so many more patterns and colors. And I think it's very indicative of how they, I think, I don't want to say not matured, the way that they evolved with Nagi and Juna coming in as a band, and just um, I think with Sakura with her songwriting and just yeah, again as a band, they sort of evolved. So I do prefer their outfits now. Um, my second time seeing them, first time I saw them like that, I enjoyed them. I was not um, completely blown away. Sakura and Sayaka in particular, is more of like a smiley player. She does great, amazing stuff, but she's just very smiley. And I think for me, my take, as much as I am aware of the musicianship and technicality of things, for me, a big part of a stage is performance, right? So with the performance, I think Sayaka, she does well. Nothing like again over the top. Sakura was a bit more expressive today, which is really fun. She was so much more excited and energetic. So that was really great to see. And I will say, I do think that Juna and Sakura are fawns, not the fawns from Happy Days, but FONs, like freaks of nature. Um, Watching them perform, there's this unreal quality to what they're doing. Um, Sakura, I was watching her fingers. Like her finger work is insane. It's like if you ever saw Edge of Tomorrow, it's that one movie with Emily Blunt and Tom Cruise and those aliens, the way that they move so like fast and like bizarrely, like the speed at which they move is sort of almost scary. Like her finger work is just like that seems inhuman. Like really, like it's just like how does that even work? How does it even happen? Like she's playing at 1.5 speed on YouTube, maybe even 2. Um, yeah, super wild. It's crazy. Um, but I will say, like, Nagi is a fantastic singer. I do think that live, her vocals, when she hits the high notes, it can be a bit piercing for me. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but for me and my ears, I'm sensitive to certain things. And with when she hits the high notes, um, the recordings are a bit more rounded off. They're a bit softer, and so it's easy on my ears, but live, this is the second time, and it confirms just that when she does hit high notes, it can pierce a bit. It can pierce a bit. But again, like she's a phenomenal singer. Like she's incredible. And I do think that her background is not metal at all. And rock, I'm not sure what her background is vocally, but it's something else. And I think that's what works so well and makes it so special. Fantastic stuff. But I'm actually gonna get to that later. I'm actually gonna get to that later. That song made me cry actually yesterday. So what is it? Oh, so today though, the star of Hagane, like that stage was hands down Juna. Um, Oh, Juna, like, man, I saw her play, the last time it was at Shibuya Cyclone, and I was definitely like impressed. And I think she has a style that's not quite like anybody else. Nobody else quite plays like her. Like the way her sticks bounce. Hey, what's going on, Eric? Like, it's just something about her style. Like, it's crazy and precise at the same time. It's like somebody flailing and yet hitting like every single pocket that she needs to. And add to that just that smile and then the puffed out cheeks, the like surprise look, you know. Um, yeah, but there was one moment. Let's see here. Not lose. So if you haven't heard Not Lose, it's one of my favorite songs of theirs. Um, but watching Juna play, there were certain parts that I was so moved. And I think we are so lucky. We are so fortunate to have people in this world who are able to express their joy and their passion to like this incredibly high degree, the way that others can't. It's almost like athletes. Like athletes can express themselves physically in ways that not many people can, especially on an Olympic level. You know, like Michael Jordan. I mean, any one of these athletes who just like have devoted their lives. But in the same way, I do feel like people who can express themselves and express that part of them, it's not a common thing. Like, not everyone can do that. And so to see Juna performing and playing, like, I was just like, wow, I fell in love, like, with her performance. Like, I just really fell in love with the performance in a way that I hadn't the first time. Um, she's definitely an unusual creature. Um, and again, the way she plays, it seems so like wild, but it hits the pockets. It's crazy the way she does that. Fantastic. So yeah, God, she's great to watch. Great to watch. So again, Juna is the star for me for Hagane. Ayasa and Akane for East of Eden. The Nelson brothers and Lima. Actually, the drummer too was fantastic for Bone Dawn. And then Ana Tsuchiya, she played with three guys, different from her older stuff, which, you know, is natural, but just fantastic stuff, man. Yeah, just fantastic stuff. Out of all the bands I would recommend the most, I would recommend East of Eden, just for you guys to experience Akane as a lead woman, as a front woman, and Ayasa. And then for a lot of you guys who are fans of Mina, um, it's not quite my style of performance that like I get into it. Like I prefer more that straight, sort of more rougher, like that rock headbanging. That's why I love like Yuri from Hades. I love Rin from Full Moon, the way she does things. Um, it's a bit rougher, more almost like tomboyish. Mina's very feminine, and if you guys love feminine performers, bassists, you will love Mina like completely. But it was fantastic. Like it was great to experience three bands I hadn't seen, and not just three bands, but three like pretty big bands. Well, Bone Dawn is still young, actually. I'm curious if Hagane was the one that actually called them in and asked for them to come in um, for the show. But yeah, East of Eden is definitely one of the bigger bands. Hagane is getting there. I mean, they have really been sort of on the up and up over the past year. Um, oh, Kazemon. Yeah, that would have been cool to see with her. I think she's more my style as a bassist, as a performer. Um, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. What am I doing? So great show, great time. Um, my foot held up really, really well, so that was good to know, and it gives me more confidence to go out to other shows coming up. But with my left knee just like killing me right now, like I had the toughest time walking up the steps when I got back. So I don't know what's gonna happen. So yeah. Uh, any oh, so at the end they did do a session, which is when like performers from other bands come out and sing one song. They did "Call Me" for those who just got in. They did "Call Me" from Blondie. Um, Akane, for some reason, from East of Eden, didn't seem that happy about singing along. She wasn't like totally into it. And all the other performers, or all the other members of the band, were just like standing in the back and just like, go, you can do it. It was okay. It wasn't the best cover of Call Me. It's a different vibe, but it was fun to see that with like all those singers. Very strong women. And again, I think just reminded tonight, like there are just like phenomenal human beings like on this planet, of course, but like in this country and like in this city. It's just I mean, I guess like if you go to like LA or New York, like, there's an aggregate of like super talented people. Um, but it's like this renaissance of sorts. I think back in the day, if you were at the Renaissance and you were just like walking by and you saw like Leonardo DiCaprio, Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello, eating pizza together, cowabunga. But it's something. It's really something. Um, yeah. I was left like really moved, really moved and overwhelmed today by just yeah these amazing performers. It's just wild that there are people who are so good, and we're so lucky to have them be a part of the fabric of our existence and to contribute to our joy, and I think our ability to cope or to deal with, um, or just to find some peace, to be at ease, like it's just yeah, it's incredible. Um, oh, but Juno, like Juno, like I was just like, oh, she's so adorable. And again, she's like this plush doll come to life, like Chucky, but not a killing doll, or she kills you in different ways. So okay, so that is that. That's enough gushing. Anything here? Oh, for those of you who like Lumerize, um, Lumerize is a band that is definitely getting bigger. They are growing. Very cool, and I think a lot of it can be attributed to Kotomi, their new singer. They just put out a new music video for Battiness. It's been like a couple weeks actually. But there is a interview with them, and yeah, if you are on Twitter X, if you go to J Rock and Roll underscore go, J Rock and Roll underscore go, just in the comment section, there's actually like an English version straight through. And it's really funny. Like Kotomi is my favorite. Like I really do have a thing for just fun, exciting, like again, it's kind of wild performers. Like you don't quite know if they're going to like walk on the line or just jump off the edge. And Kotomi has that quality. But what I found pretty funny, she made this one comment. Let's see here. Ah, so Kotomi is the singer, Kurumi is guitarist, Otto is the bassist, and then Mizuki is the drummer. The question was, what makes you all smile? Kotomi says, money and men. But she says, just kidding, laugh. Maybe not totally kidding, right? Kurumi, the moment someone relies on me. Otto, booze and cigarettes. And then she says, just kidding, lol. But maybe not totally. And then Mizuki, dogs, the drummer. So, I don't know. I'm a dog lover. So yeah, let's watch a little bit of that. But it's a cool interview. You guys should read up on it. Let's see here. Yeah, she's very photogenic. I thought she was like, oh, she actually looks different. When I first saw this, I was like, is that her? They do incorporate like electronic elements. But this song is taken to a whole other level if you see them live. There's always something about like just that megaphone, right? That's Mizuki. Kotomi. Really catchy chorus. Yeah, so the fact that they put out a couple of these like remakes, remade versions of Kotomi, there's definitely money behind them. There's management behind them, which is great for them. So yeah, I've mentioned this before, but you can kind of tell whenever you see a band putting out quite a few videos off of an album. Yeah, you know that they have management and money behind them. Like Palineo is a pretty good example. They've put out quite a few music videos. And when you consider that, a video can cost anywhere from 200 to 500, maybe even more, thousand yen, there's got to be something behind that to push that. So. But yeah, good for them, man. And they've really been doing really well. I put them in the same category, in the same niche as so with Palinale, Lumerize. I think Dimraze is a bit kind of on in there, not completely. Bit of a Venn diagram. Um, who else? There's a few others, but I can't think of them at the moment. So but yeah, keep your eyes out for Lumerize. They will definitely grow, and they are gaining bigger, better fan base. Yeah. Gosh, there's so many videos. I don't know if I can go through all of them. I wanted to share. So okay, so since Sin Snake was mentioned, this is a Korean metalcore band. I see the same guy. It's quite possible, actually. But that I don't know for certain. That I don't know for certain. I think I know who you're talking about. So this is Sin Snake. The song is called Parasite from Korea. The chorus is quite poppy, quite sugary in terms of like the melody. It's a very tight wound sound, which is what a lot of metalcore does. Her vocals are very Korean too. There's something about Koreans that don't quite sell metalcore to me as well as Japanese do. Not quite sure what it is. It's a good song. What do you guys think? You like it? How does it work for you guys? I was thinking it'd be really cool if I was thinking of Matsu from Gangire because I think he'd be open to this, and he has like a lot of international friends. So I was wondering maybe he could, invite them over to Japan to perform like at one of the festivals. I like the lights coming in through the fan, just rotating. It's nice. It's a nice vibe. So not bad, right? Um, and even though Korean tends to have a certain connotation and vibe to me, they still sell it pretty well. They still sell it pretty well. So Sin Snake, SYN Snake. You can check them out if you like them. They do have a few other songs, a few other music videos, if you like that one. And then I found Plum Blossom, which is a metalcore band from Hong Kong. And I was like, that's cool. This is a bit more dramatic, but I love hearing just like the Cantonese like pronunciation, the accent. It's pretty cool with like the singing melody. Like this stuff all sounds the same. When somebody's doing death voice, it doesn't matter what language pretty much. Yeah, if you listen to anybody's like fried vocals or death voice, it just sounds the same wherever you are. But her vocals, the way that she delivers, it's really cool. Because then you think of like these kung fu movies and stuff. I'm wondering if you guys can hear the difference. Plum Blossom, really good. And I think they would be really cool if they were invited too, Korea, Hong Kong, Japan. Yeah, so that is Plum Blossom, and they are from Hong Kong, and they were recommended to me. I'm not sure what the name of the song is. Yeah, Plum Blossom without space. And then, gosh, which one do I want to share? There's so many. I won't play all of this because I got to rest and stuff. Junkie 58%. They've been around for I think a bit, but they're actually in the States right now. I saw them performing at Long Beach at a club or a bar. Really, really interesting. I'm not sure how they did that with the cost of visas and transportation and everything else. I don't know what in they have, and they're not actually the biggest band. They only have like 2.5 thousand, 2,500 subscribers. So I'm not quite sure what it is, how they manage that, but it's super cool to see that. I was looking on their Twitter. Let me see if we can look. Yeah, Fullerton, California. They're playing at like a skateboard shop. They also performed Long Beach, California, Di Piazzas. So pop punk, super pop punk, very straightforward. No frills whatsoever. I'll play just a small bit of it for you. It's called Get Lost Right Now. There's a little bit more than just this. So that's their sound. Gosh, a few other stuff. Okay. Let's see. So Tora no Korami, I saw them a few times. Once here in Tokyo, once Osaka, and then once in Kobe. So 3 times. So Mother Yanagi, the front woman, I've said that she's probably one of the best I've ever seen in terms of her ability to break barriers and connect with the crowd. She really connects on a level that is like so rare. It is so rare for performers to be able to connect that deeply and personally. But she does it in spades. She just had a child, I believe it was last month. I'm not sure if this song was specifically written for it, but so that's her. Has a bit of a early 70s, late 60s classic sound to it. So Hana to Yume, flowers and dreams. So that is her latest song to come out. You guys can check them out. Yeah, I think I did see that. Garbage Vibes. This one? Or this one, right? No, you're thinking of are you thinking of Junkie? Yeah, it does. It's a bit of Oasis. I would agree with that. I'd agree with that. You know, the chords, definitely there's a British, just like in the like consciousness of the world from what the chord structures that were created like by the Beatles and the Animals, Rolling Stones, whoever else. Like there's certain melodies and chords that just like that's British, right? And Oasis is actually coming. Oh, they're performing very soon, actually, this month. So they're kind of everywhere in like music stores at the moment. Oasis had an impact for sure in Japan. I'm gonna do a little bit of a throwback, and this is actually SJ who mentioned he was actually introduced to Japanese music, the gateway, through Dazzle Vision, Exist Trace, and then Aldius. No, not this one. And so, you know, I've heard them. I like them well enough. But then yesterday, for some reason, I was listening to some more of Dazzle Vision, and man, I really like this song, and I especially like it because it reminds me of the first Japanese artist I had really listened to, and that was Utada Hikaru. I did listen to Lion Chameleon. They're okay for me. They're not great. They didn't quite grab me. So this song is called Here from Dazzle Vision, and Michael's delivery and the melody, it does like this half step and it kind of slides back up. It's very reminiscent of Utada Hikaru for Sanctuary or Passion. She did it for Kingdom Hearts 2. But I really like the song. 'Cause I really like Utada Hikaru, and I really like that song Sanctuary. But if you have not heard of Dazzle Vision or listened to their stuff, I definitely recommend it. Some good stuff. Oh wait, wrong one, wrong song. What just happened? Here we go. Here. Yeah, I really like this song a lot. So the band was started by her and her brother. Was it 2003? Like that. Yeah, that melody is very Utada Hikaru. Love the song. There's a vibrato in her voice. Right there. And don't you love the old school aesthetic? Chester, doesn't this sound like Utada Hikaru? Like in certain parts? Just her delivery. Fantastic. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. So I listened to the song like probably a dozen times like yesterday. Good stuff. Let's see. Okay, we'll get to this. So I think everyone has probably already heard of K-pop Demon Hunters. I haven't seen it. I probably won't, although I heard it was actually pretty good. Um, but the music, the song Golden is actually a really great song. It's an incredibly well crafted and well written and produced song. And lyrically, for some reason, it just hit me so hard. I watched actually, so there's a girl named EJ who is the main singer. So there's EJ, and then there is Ray Ami, and there's Audrey Nuna. Nuna actually means older sister from a boy's perspective. Um, yeah, it is pretty wild. But she was actually turned down because her voice was a little bit too low, a little bit too dark in color. Um, and she ended up actually going into songwriting. So she's written for, who is it? Red Velvet, I think twice. Espa Seraphim. I don't know. I don't know like K-pop idols too well these days. So she basically failed at what she had wanted to do. But then this song, it really captured something that really kind of moved me a lot. And I think for me as a Korean American, and as an Asian American who grew up with very, very few, I think, people to look up to that were like me. There was Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. There was like the Kung Fu guys. But musically, like there wasn't anybody that really stood out. And even for me as a musician, like I got pulled out of doing music because I had to help my family. Um, but like it just I don't know, it just having somebody there and the success that there is now amongst Koreans and Korean Americans. And for some reason, I think as a Korean American, it moved me more. Like her story, like she came out on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and lyrically, I was just so moved by it, and I found myself like literally just I was just crying. I wasn't like sniffling, but I was just just dropping tears, because I connected with it so much in a very strange way. Um, but yeah, I think the message of the song is really powerful. I think the story of the songwriter and the singers behind it is really powerful. Um, and I think with a lot of the prejudice and a lot of the hate that's going around the world these days, in Japan, in Korea, in the States, I mean, in Europe, I mean, any number of places everywhere, there's so much hate, there's so much division, there's so much like us and them. Um, and I don't know, just I don't want to make this like a platform for anything, but yeah, it was a very moving story, and I don't know. Just listen to the lyrics a little bit. That high note, it's apparently an A5. Um, I think the highest I can go as a guy was like an F sharp if I pushed it terribly and it sounded bad. It was like a G. But that's like for girls, it's crazy because girls either sing lower or higher than guys, depending upon like what key you're singing in. Um, but don't knock it just because it's popular. Like it's actually a really good song. Listen to the lyrics. If you can hear it. I don't know if you can. But I don't know, it's just cool, to see and to know that new generations will be experiencing. I don't know why it moves me so much. Fantastic vocalist. Okay, I'll just stop it there. So yeah, I don't know. It was very interesting. Like the song got me in such an emotional mood, and I couldn't kind of get out of it. Um, yeah. Sorry, what am I doing to you guys watching this? Anyhow, yeah, I think, one of the things that I love to do is to see bands and performers who are aspiring and to really help them and push them and, to encourage them. I think what we don't realize is that we kind of assume that, oh, these, at least here in Japan specifically, but like, oh, they're rock stars and they're doing their thing and they're performing and it's such an awesome time. But the self-doubt that there is, the difficulties that there are, the struggles with finance, again, just the lack of confidence and needing that encouragement. Like you won't understand it or believe it, but yeah, like everybody, like all these performers that are here, I'd say even with like with like Bandmate, Nemophila, um, Love Bites, I think to some degree, I guess for those who have found more success, it's not as big of a deal, and they've kind of like they're at a place of comfort in being a musician. But there is such a plethora, there is such a strata of so many struggling musicians, that we assume maybe are doing well because they have music videos, but that doesn't mean anything. Like, how are they actually being compensated and what are they actually dealing with? And I think a lot of them are just dealing or struggling because I've said this before also, but it's like syndrome when in The Incredibles, like when everyone is super and no one is. And because you have so much quality coming out of Japan, um, it's really hard because it gets spread out and it gets spread thin. And you're dealing with like a lot of filter. Um, so I definitely encourage you guys. Like, I know some of you are just kind of like observers, but drop an encouragement. Say you guys did awesome, like say I want to see you in the States or wherever it is that you are at. Because I think that does help. I think that really does encourage them. And it helps them not to give up on their dreams. Some of them do, they go to a regular life, whether it's being married or, just finding a regular 9 to 5 job. But there's a lot of people who really do want to find success. And um, yeah, I think whatever I can do to help musicians in that way, I would love to do. Um, I still don't quite know exactly the best route to take. I still don't know the best methodology to deliver on that promise. Um, but I definitely still feel committed to help these musicians in whatever way I can to help them to garner, just more of an audience, and to find more stability. Because, a lot of these musicians, whether you know it or not, they're working 9 to 5, not necessarily 9 to 5 jobs, but they're working jobs and then playing on the weekends or taking days off to perform. And because um, there's not a lot of stability because of the scheduling and shows, they're probably not the best paying jobs. So yeah, it's kind of like for those who know about K-pop and sort of the dark belly, the underworld, is that even with K-pop boy bands and girl groups that find a large amount of success, like in the world, they are still really like walking around with empty pockets, empty wallets. It's kind of the name of the game. So, anyhow, I don't know where I'm going with this. I did have a wonderful time tonight. All the bands were fantastic. Um, my personal favorite tonight, East of Eden. My favorite performers, Akane, Ayasa, Juna. There's just something about it that's just so adorable and so lovely. Um, but yeah, like we are very fortunate people, and I hope that we can share that kind of fortunateness around. Yeah. Um, okay, guys. I think maybe we'll just stop there. It is 12 o'clock, and apologies if this is late for you. I know you guys need to get to work. Today was a holiday. I forget which holiday it is in Japan, but tomorrow it's back to work, and then it's back to the grind. So, yeah. Any last questions? Oh, hold on. I forgot to share some stuff. My knee. Oh my God. This isn't as big of a deal, but I did get a couple of flyers for tonight's show, which is pretty cool. So this was nice. And then I think technically these weren't supposed to be passed out until Record no Hi, day of Record Day, which is actually November 1st and December 6th. But I went to a disc union in Shimokitazawa and I got this. So the maids are inside. It is an interview with them. This is a cool shot with them holding records, holding some vinyl. That's really nice. So, and then there's just a lot of different albums that I think are going on vinyl. This time around, Unseen World, Unleash, and Epic Narratives will be coming out, and soon enough. Yeah, so I got this, and then I picked up YOLO Psyche version, and it has, is it YOLO that's inside here? I think it's YOLO that's inside here. There's like tabs for it. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. This was 2,000 yen at discount. And then this is the first edition, Bandmade Daydreaming Choose Me, with the DVD for Akasaka Blitz. Is that right? Yeah, there's supposed to be a sticker. I don't know if the sticker's in here. But yeah, they have Real Existence Before Yesterday, Nonfiction Days, Take Me Higher, Don't You Tell Me, Alone, and YOLO. So that's pretty cool. This one was 12,000 yen, which again, I think it's a pretty good price. I was looking online at other stuff and it went upwards up to even like 25,000 yen. And then in order to get the discount, I had to get 3. So I saw this Aldius. So even though they are now defunct, no more, and Sawa has her first contact thing going, and then Toki has her Zilki thing going. Yoshi has a few performances by herself with some support. Reno, I'm not sure what she's doing. And at least in this photo, Marina, I hope she's well. I know she had to leave because of health issues, but I hope she's okay. Sucks. Yeah, so some good stuff. All right, folks, I think that will be the end of it. So thank you guys so much. Since there are no other questions, I think I'll leave it at that. Oh, the VR. Yeah, that's cool. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed sort of my take on things and some of the songs that were shared. Please do check it out. Please do share. Yeah, if you haven't yet, I would imagine you have already, but please subscribe to the channel. Please like it, comment below. It does help in the algorithm, not the logarithm. Is there a word called logarithm? I don't know. And these days, these live streams are not monetized because I've been playing music, and once music is played for over 15 seconds, there's no monetization available. So if you ever feel a small desire to donate with a small super chat, I will not hold you back. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys do take care, listen to some amazing music, and I hope that your life is going well, because sometimes it's not. So I hope it's going well, and I hope my knee gets better. Okay, so Suho is going to sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep soon. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again. Okay, guys? Take care. Have a good week. Bye, guys. Yeah, I'll see you like tomorrow or something, probably, Gerald. Thanks, guys. Bye. See you guys.